Welcome to The Explainer. We're all about taking complex topics and breaking them down into clear, powerful insights for you. So today, we're jumping into one of the biggest debates in modern health. You've got the lab-perfected power of chemical drugs on one side and the time-tested wisdom of herbal remedies on the other. It really feels like this huge showdown for your well-being, right? But what's the real story behind it all?
All right, before that first bell rings, let's get to know the two contenders. Both of them are vying for a place in our medicine cabinets.
Okay, in one corner, we have chemical drugs. Now, these are single, powerful molecules that have been engineered with just incredible precision. Think about something like paracetamol, how it targets a headache, or insulin, which is critical for managing diabetes. The thing that really defines them, years and years of rigorous, controlled trials to prove that they are both safe and effective.
And in the other corner, we've got herbal remedies. So instead of just one single molecule, these treatments use the complex chemistry of an entire plant. You know, like using ginger for nausea or turmeric for inflammation. Their proof isn't really from a lab. It comes from centuries of use in traditional medicine all around the world.
So right off the bat, you can see these are two totally different ways of thinking. One is all about targeted, specific action proven in clinical trials. The other is more about holistic, overall support, and it's validated by generations of traditional use. And this isn't just a tiny difference, you know? This is the entire foundation for how we approach treatment, and understanding it is absolutely key to making smart health decisions.
Okay, ding ding. Let's get into round one, effectiveness. When you absolutely positively need something to work, which of these contenders is going to deliver that knockout punch? Well, for acute, life-threatening conditions, chemical drugs are undeniably powerful. Just take a simple bacterial infection. A 2023 study in the famous medical journal The Lancet found that antibiotics have a success rate as high as 95%. I mean, wow, that is a decisive, powerful impact right when you need it the most. But what about herbal remedies? Let's look at this chart. It shows how effective ginger is for nausea. In about 65% of cases, it really does help. Now, that's not the 95% knockout we just saw with antibiotics, but for a supportive role, in managing milder symptoms, it's actually a surprisingly reliable contender.
And this right here, this is where that distinction becomes absolutely critical. Just listen to this from Khalid, a patient with diabetes. For conditions like his, where a vital body function needs to be corrected, a chemical drug like insulin isn't just an option. It's a non-negotiable lifesaver.
On to round two, speed. When you're feeling sick, let's be honest, you want relief and you want it fast. So, how quickly can you really expect results from each of these contenders? On this one, the difference is just night and day. Chemical drugs, they're built for speed. 30 minutes for ibuprofen to kick in, maybe 24 hours for antibiotics to start fighting an infection. Herbal remedies, on the other hand, they're playing the long game. We're talking weeks for something like fish oil to start having an effect on cholesterol, or maybe even months for green tea to help support weight management. It's that classic trade-off. Do you want immediate, targeted action or slow, gradual support?
And now for our final and maybe the most important round of all, safety. We tend to assume natural means gentle and chemical means harsh. But is it really that simple? Let's find out.
Chemical drugs are tested so rigorously, but that doesn't mean they're completely risk-free. Take statins, for example, a common cholesterol drug. For 90% of people, they work great. But for that other 10%, they can cause muscle pain. It's the trade-off you make with powerful medicine. You get known effectiveness, but it often comes with a list of known potential side effects. But here's the catch. Natural does not automatically mean safe. The supplement industry can be, well, a bit of a wild west. A 2022 study found that a staggering 20% of herbal products were poorly regulated. Think about that. It means you might not be getting what the bottle says you are, or worse, you could be getting contaminants or something that could dangerously interact with your prescription medication. So the risk here isn't a known side effect, it's the unknown itself.
So after 3 intense rounds, who's the winner? Well, the surprising answer is neither of them. Instead of a knockout, it seems like the smartest approach is to call a strategic truth. And this is where things get really interesting. Check out this quote from an arthritis patient. They used ibuprofen for that immediate, acute pain relief, but they also took a turmeric supplement to help fight the long-term inflammation. And the result? Under their doctor's guidance, they were able to reduce their reliance on the painkiller by 30%. That is integrative medicine in action, using both tools for a better outcome.
But, and this is a huge but, you have to do this kind of integration safely. There are 3 rules that are absolutely non-negotiable. First, you always talk to your doctor. Second, check for drug-herb interactions because some combinations can be really dangerous. And third, look for quality certifications like GMP, that stands for Good Manufacturing Practices, to make sure you're actually getting a pure and potent product.
So, what's the final verdict here? What does this whole idea of an intelligent truce mean for the future of your health? You know, in the end, this was never really about picking a winner. The real takeaway is to shift your mindset from either or to both and. It's about empowering yourself to become an informed patient, someone who can work with a doctor to build a personal strategy, leveraging the best of both of these worlds for your own health.
And that leaves us with one last big thought to chew on. Maybe the future of treatment isn't a battle at all. Maybe it's a partnership, a powerful collaboration where the precision of the lab joins forces with the wisdom of nature. What do you think?